Hello, it's very, very good morning for Matthew on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. As always, we are excited to have you here for to break through. There are a lot of dramatic stuff that happened yesterday all across Europe. A lot of dramatic stuff that happened all across Europe yesterday. Um, the big issue with Real Madrid yesterday, big issue with them. We'll talk about that. Did the referee have the right to blow the whistle at that point in time? Was the whistle blown before then? Um, do Madrid have the right to complain? We'll talk about all of that, and then of course we'll talk about also the drama in the English Premier League where Liverpool were handed a last-minute goal and then the owner of Nottingham Forest, Evangelus Maniporis, chased down referee Paul Tierney down the tunnel to ask questions of him. It was something else. It was a whole blockbuster at the City ground in Forest. So it was a big one there. We'll talk about all of that also. We'll look about the Chelsea game that got played yesterday against Brentford in detail. We'll talk about other games, talk about the Italian Serie A, of course. International Milan are playing on Monday, and then we'll look up at other games as well. We'll look at the Manchester Derby that's also going to go on. This is Fiifi-Manfred. Hey guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the family. It's a big footballing community over here. Of course, if you are new also, and then you are, oh, thank you very much, like always, thank you. Do what, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, and please do what to share for others to get some. God bless you for doing that. Share, let other people get some. And when you turn on notification, make sure you do choose all in there. Let's start the conversation from the Italian Serie A. So AS Roma, after the sack of Jose Mourinho, all of a sudden the Rossi comes in and Roma are beating teams left, right, center. They're beating people with 3 goals, 4 goals. And this is a Roma team that weren't scoring so much under Jose Mourinho. But all of a sudden, they've started scoring. They're scoring some beautiful stuff in the Italian Serie A, and then they're on the ascendancy. But again, yesterday they won a very good game against Monza, and the Monza side that elsewhere, yes, it was a weak side. It's not really top Italian side, but then again, if you look at how under Mourinho they were struggling to beat some of these teams, you will give them the products, and yesterday they deserve all the products that they had to get yesterday. It's the same 3-5-2, but different principles with Dybala up top together with Romelu Lukaku, and these two are scoring some exciting goals yesterday. Last week, Dybala scored his hat-trick. He's about third hat-trick in the Italian Serie A. It's been a long time since he got his first hat-trick, and then the second one. He got the third one the last time out with AS Roma. So everything seems to be good with them. International Milan are going to play their game on Monday. It's a huge game. It's a huge game. If you look at a team like International Milan, the kind of quality, for me, in my opinion, I've consistently told you that Inter, in my opinion, are the best team in the world right now. Maybe second best team, one of the best teams in the world in terms of every facet of the game, build up, control of the game from central areas, keeping with, creating chances, playing very good on transitions, hold up play, everything. They are excellent, and in there they keep on showing consistently that they are such a good side. Also, Lazio played, they didn't win against AC Milan. That Lazio team, keep on telling you, they lost their head when Dozy got a red card. In there was 3 red cards on that day, and then they were out. Now, last night, so Real Madrid they played. Madrid were going into that game hoping that they could extend their lead and then go ahead and win some 2 more games, and then they are close to winning their 28th La Liga title. But that wasn't to be. It was at the Mestalla against Valencia. It's a difficult Valencia team to play against. And of course, Jude Bellingham was returning to the team. Of course, if Jude Bellingham is returning, we all expect that the team was going to, keep on believing, even if it was difficult to the end of the game. And that's exactly what they tried to do. Real Madrid and Carlo Ancelotti, before the game, has spoken about players like Arda Güler. He said that certain times, certain games demand certain characters, and he really believed that Arda Güler was the player that they needed to use at that point in time in terms of the quality. So Jude Bellingham came into the fray. Mind you, before that, they had looked at the Girona game that was supposed to go on Sunday, and they had played, okay, now we need to open up the gap with Girona, open up with what's his name, Barcelona, and then go ahead and win that trophy. So it's a game where Valencia scored very early, and the Mestalla they scored very early, and I think that was an excellent game plan from Valencia. And if you look at how well they played, how they control the game, how they make sure that in certain parts they fight for second balls and they were as aggressive as Real Madrid. You know, one of the things people hail Ancelotti for and then Real Madrid for is that regardless of everything, yes, the tactical display is there, the whatever setup is there, nominally variations, everything is there. But essentially, he is more about a man manager and then functional play, getting the best out of players, regardless of the zones or positions that they are in. And this is a game where Valencia took it to them. They were aggressive with them in every zone. They 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 made sure that they were equal or better than Real Madrid in terms of the individual movement of the game. And I think that that's essentially what Madrid's game hinged in Ancelotti is about making sure you win your personal battle that translates into the team winning its own game. And Valencia scored just in the first 2 minutes, and that was the opener. And just where the game keep on started coming. Now, I think that the bigger problem for Valencia was the time Madrid got a pulled one back on the stroke of half time. So obviously, in the second half, they were energized. They knew that they can come and get a win because they had gotten the goal on the stroke of half time. Then Vinicius Junior got the second goal in the 75th minute, opened up the game. But Valencia were very resolute. They prevented Real Madrid from imposing themselves too much on them. They prevented themselves from being second fiddle from Real Madrid. And then, of course, the drama came up. So it was a ball around the Valencia 18-yard box. Madrid sends the ball out wide. Then there was a Valencia player that was complaining to the referee that it's time you have to blow up the whistle. Apparently, he had taken his whistle to his mouth over there and about to blow. Just when he was about to blow, the Madrid players sent in a cross. He blowed, and then Jude Bellingham had already headed the ball into the net, and drama ensued. I mean, Jude went towards the referee, said the ball was already mid-air, used the F word several times, said it's a fucking goal, and then he was shown the red card in there. So Jude Bellingham had a red card. Madrid in there were not able to win the game. They ought to make sure that they keep on winning their next few games, and then obviously they can go ahead and win the title in there. I know that Madrid can easily win this title. This title is Madrid's to lose. They're a very, very quality side. We'll run it through the English Premier League, the games that went on yesterday, the things that went on. See, if Thomas Tuchel doesn't win in the Champions League in the next game that's coming against Lazio, if it's bundled out, that's it. Because Thomas Tuchel actually dropped points on Friday. And for me, it was a little bit funny to me because how are you under so much pressure? How is it that everybody in the Bayern side is giving you a lot of pressure? You're under pressure, your team is underperforming and what's not. And then consistently, games that you're supposed to be winning against Freiburg away is a game that traditionally Bayern do win. And I will keep on questioning the decision of the Bayern chiefs and then the Bayern board for announcing that Thomas Tuchel will be asked to leave Bayern at the end of the season, even before the season came. So now what is he fighting for? Who are the players fighting for? What are they fighting for? It was needless. And Bayern do this every time. They will announce a coach mid-season, the coach will come in the summer. They will announce a coach beginning of the season, the coach will come in the summer. You don't do this. You essentially declare that particular season that you've announced a coach to come the summer redundant. And that's exactly what they've done. Now the season is redundant. And I am not going to be surprised if they end up being bundled out. Of course, Lazio is a team that doesn't have enough character. Mauricio Sarri's teams do not have character. They fail, and then they wilter when it matters most. At the biggest stage, they flatter to deceive. They don't show up. That's the thing. But then again, I will not be surprised if they go into the game against Bayern and then they show their mettle. They understand that this Bayern side is a wounded lion, and then the fact that there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of chaos in their home. Hence, they can upset them and go ahead and qualify. If they do that, definitely, Thomas Tuchel is losing his job. And for me, that decision from the Bayern Chiefs is shambolic, was shambolic. And they ended up bearing 2-2 against Freiburg, a team that ideally Bayern should be beaten because, of course, Bayern do beat Freiburg almost every season. It happened on Friday. That didn't happen. And, of course, Kylian Mbappe. I don't know if you are going to call it insubordination or because in the first in last week's game, Kylian was substituted in the 65th minute in a game against Monaco, which was a blockbuster of a game. If you don't watch the French League, I'm sorry, it was an exciting game in all connotations of the word. Kylian, whilst PSG were chasing a goal, was substituted on the 45th minute. Kylian went into the dressing room, changed up, climbed up the staircase, and went to sit by his mom, Faisal Al-Mari. And then there's a lot of backlash in French media saying that Luis Enrique is not treating the young French boy well. And there are also people that believe that Kylian Mbappe was insubordinate at the time, because if you are being substituted, you need to sit on the bench of your team. But you see, Kylian Mbappe is just a classical example of what it means for a player to own a team, for a player to be bigger than a team. Kylian is bigger than Paris Saint-Germain. And it is the owners of Paris Saint-Germain that have made it so. When you mix politics with football, this is what happens. And consistently, I've told the story of how France and Qatar are in a geopolitical alignment where Qatar essentially buys all their fighter jets from the airbase in Toulouse. They went into an agreement for them to invest in French football. They did so by buying Paris Saint-Germain, and then they were going to inject heavy capital into it because, of course, the French wanted to use recreation as a way of bringing their people together and also getting a lot of revenue into their country. And of course, the project has been through Project Mbappe to keep Mbappe there and see if they can win the Champions League. That has failed woefully, even after bringing in Lionel Messi, Neymar da Silva, of course, a lot of the best coaches and players in the world. They have failed to win the Champions League. And Kylian and his mom and his entourage believe that it's time for them to take the next step. You can't force them. But again, for a coach like Luis Enrique, like he said at the end of the game, I agree with him 100%. It is time for them to start preparing for life without Kylian Mbappe. And then, of course, if you want solutions, you look for other ways to get the solutions away from Kylian Mbappe. As for Mbappe, he probably has to be a little bit careful because he's a young player. He's a top guy. Yes, he has a talent, but then maybe he just has to be handled well. His mother is excellent at handling talent, and I hope that he can do a better job for Kylian Mbappe. So, yeah, in the English Premier League last night, I told you, I don't know if this is just a conspiracy theory, or I should agree, or I should just roll my eyes. But seriously, the sheer number of good calls that Jurgen Klopp has had in the English Premier League since he stated that he's going to retire, he's going to leave Liverpool on the season, has been telling. It has been telling, honestly. It's very fair with you. It has been telling. And key among them is the last one that happened. I don't think that there is a grand scheme to give Jurgen Klopp a farewell, a nice farewell by giving the English Premier League. But really, some of these things feed into the conspiracy theories that people can have. Because how is it that Liverpool have a corner? No, Nottingham Forest has a corner. Ibu Konate clashes with his goalkeeper, Kelleher. He goes down with a head injury. Everybody knows that head injuries are automatic restarts in football. Referee doesn't blow the whistle when Ibu goes down. I suppose he doesn't see. Just when Kalim Osunode gets the ball, he blows the whistle. Obviously, it's a head injury. He has to go and let the medics come and see him. And then when he is done, he gives the ball back to Kelleher to start the goal kick. Whilst that should have been a restart, and a restart uncontested for Nottingham Forest. It is just 50 seconds, 1 minute later, a corner comes in, and then Darwin Nunez gets that goal from what happened, the action after that corner. And that's what a lot of people are complaining about. Arsenal fans, Man City fans are complaining. And for those of us who think that maybe there might be some conspiracy theory, say that, okay, you know what, we should be a little bit careful in there. So we did a post-match analysis of yesterday's game, Chelsea versus Brentford. And then, I've had a lot of people in the comment section say, why do I consistently think that Mauricio Pochettino is the guy to take the team forward? So this is my personal editorial. And I don't know if sometimes people do not get what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. Pochettino is not a genius in terms of the tactical part of the game. He's a good coach. He's a good coach. He's not a Pep. He's not a Klopp. He's not a Tuchel. So is Ancelotti. Ancelotti is not a genius. But there are some guys who, whilst they are not excellent on the tactical board, they're actually good when it comes to managing players and situations where things are dire. You need to put an arm around people, get people to perform, calm down situations. I think that the Chelsea job cannot be for somebody that blows just hot like an extremist in terms of their their temperament. You can't just be somebody who is so charismatic, so much so that you get angry and walk off people. Why don't you perform? Why didn't you score this? No, I don't think that the Chelsea job can do that. I don't also think that the Chelsea job can be handed over to someone like Graham Potter, who is also on the other side of the extremist side, where he's so calm, so nice to everybody. No, the job is a job that's supposed to be given to somebody that blows both hot and cold, that can manage, knows when to blow hot, when to blow cold, when to be behind his players. I've seen a lot of Chelsea folks say that Pochettino is babying the players and whatnot. These are young 21, 22-year-olds. Again, immediately the new ownership came and they said that they were going to change the point of view of how Chelsea is seen and build a project for the long term with young kids, develop the stadium, have a multi-club system. That was the day every Chelsea fan should have lowered their expectations, because this wasn't going to happen overnight. It was always going to take time. And of course, in football development, they are going away the stadium development, the players and whatnot. I understand Chelsea fans are known to do know. I mean, they know how it feels to be winning consistently. But this is a new owner, and he has a different plan. He wants sustainable success. At the time, the success wasn't sustainable. He wants success that can be more sustainable, that can be repetitive, that's not going to be like we win FA Cup today, you don't win like 2 years, you come win again, you don't win next day, you win again, you change manager. It has to be a consistent growth in the team. And yesterday, in the context of everything that the team has been in the last 1 week, playing 120 minutes in the cup final against Liverpool, playing 95 minutes against Leeds United, a very, very aggressive team, and then coming in to play another 95 minutes in a very tough game against Brentford, was a result that I personally will accept. 2-2 is a good result for me. Why? Because traditionally, Brentford away is a difficult game. Chelsea hasn't beaten Brentford away. And it isn't just under Mauricio Pochettino. It was under some of the coaches that people are calling to come in. So, you go into a game like that, and then you go into a back three. I thought it was good. The first half was good. In the second half, a lot of individual mistakes cost the team. Look at that ball that Axel Disasi had that he should have cleared. Nicholas Jackson getting a sitter, missing. Even for Cole Palmer getting a sitter, he missed it. Now, these are the nitty-gritties of the game. My job as an analyst isn't just to analyze results. It is about nuancing the conversation. The bits and the pieces, the things in between the lines that aren't really said are the things that I bring out. So essentially, when I keep on saying that, I would rather wait to the end of the season, do a proper evaluation of Chelsea, a proper evaluation of Mauricio Pochettino, and then know if I am fully Poch out or not. You should understand, and I think that's the way that the team wants to go. Sacking Poch today doesn't solve any problem. From now to the end of the season, if Chelsea can go unbeaten, get to draws and wins, definitely there's a place in Europe for them. It's a Sunday. I have to call it off and then go and then enjoy myself. Thank you very much for being here. It's still Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Do well to subscribe, and it's important that you share it to others as well. And I want to still keep on hearing from you. So let me hear from you in the comment section. I am grateful. I'll see you.